Okay, well, this is what surprises me a little bit here. You're saying that he got killed with fingernails. Nails? As in fingernails? You mean his neck was clawed through?
検視の結果、それも自分の爪でということが判明しました。
His own nails. Okay. I was gonna question there for a split second, because if it was somebody else's nails, then that surely would have led us to whoever did it. But with his own nails, huh?
それってどういうことですか?
Basically, it means it wasn't a murder. It was suicide. Tomitake-san, whatever was going through his mind, tore open his own throat. As hard as he could with his own nails. Ooh. Okay, now we're getting into the spooky stuff. With his own nails, huh? Well, can be suicide. Maybe he completely lost his mind! Or... like somebody had such force to just grab his arm and just dig into his neck with his own fingernails. Like somebody was playing the equivalent of why are you killing yourself? Why are you killing yourself? Why are you killing yourself? Maybe that's what the criminal did, but whew, that is quite tough. Tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomitake-san didn't stop. He continued clawing. With enough intensity that he could have peeled off his nails. Still clawing. Still clawing. Then, as his nails reached those vital arteries that you should never damage, he continued clawing. Split. Blood splattered on the ground around him. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed, and he died in agony.
薬物を疑いましたが、そういう類のものは検出できませんでした。
But this... it was a suicide? I've never heard of such a thing. This unnatural way of dying. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died. In these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. Maybe the curse of Oyashiro-sama! As if to show both myself and Tomitake-san, who proclaimed there was no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong.
他にもいくつか不審な点があります。体内分泌物、発汗、脱毛等から富武さんはお亡くなりになる直前、極度の興奮状態だったようなのです。
Hysteria. That was a given. It's hard to believe someone could be in sound state of mind while clawing out their throat.
手の傷と付近に落ちていた角材が一致しました。
Yeah, from the looks of it, he surely was not suicidal. But hysteria? Like, who knows, maybe he had like a double personality and a different kind of personality of his was very suicidal or crazy and killed themselves. Or something really happened, like a third factor, like a external factor that made him lose his goddamn mind. Kinda makes you question if it's not something that pre-existed from before that Tomitake knew. If it was something completely different, something that he didn't know previously, then what could it be that made him kill, that would get him killed like that?
周囲の木やガードレールに叩いた後、
A discarded piece of lumber found nearby. There are traces of where he struck trees and the guardrails with it. piece of lumber.
周囲に散乱する富武さんの血痕。つまりですね。
Meaning that while tearing at his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber.
体からは本人によらない外傷がいくつか発見されました。富武さんは何者かに暴行を受けた可能性があるということです。
So there were external injuries. What are those?
外傷の部位から見て複数犯の可能性もあります。
To summarize, Tomitake-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic, after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then he died.
死亡推定時刻は21時から23時頃のようです。つまりお祭りで前原さんが富武さんとお話しして別れてからすぐの出来事なんですよ。
Right after. Everyone signed Tomitake-san's shirt, and then parted ways. Right after that... yeah. He should have been with a woman. What about her?
行方不明です。出勤もしていませんし、昨夜は自宅にも帰っていません。事件に巻き込まれた可能性が極めて高いようです。
For a while, I could only gaze off into the distance. I never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me could affect me this deeply. The time I had spent with Tomitake-san was short. But we went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. But at the same time, it's not as if these murders happened and have been hidden like 100% as suicides. It's like half suicide, half murder. He was one of us.
我々もあらゆる面から捜査を進めますが、村人たちはお社様のたたりの話になると、とにかく口が重くなる。
That I knew well. I would have been none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san, the outsider, telling me.
だから俺なんですか？俺がHinamizawaの人間じゃないから。
I should have been angry that that was the reason he wanted to hear what happened from me.
このままでは、富武二郎さんはお社様のたたりで死んだことになってしまいます。
He turned away from me and gazed far off into the distance.
綿流しの晩、神聖な儀式の時、無神経にカメラをバシャバシャやってたものだから、お社様の怒りに触れた。
富武さんにお社様の罰が当たるわけがない。
Tomitake-san had to have been killed by humans. And a cowardly group, no less. There's no way I'm going to let this end up being the fault of some curse.
私もそう思います。罰もたたりもあるわけがない。
The tense mood was cut with a man's hearty laugh.
つまり、そういうことですよ、前原さん。たたりを信じていないHinamizawaの方の協力が不可欠なのです。わかりますね。
Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. But with the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomitake-san's death making the 5th year. Which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomitake-san. And that was something I couldn't allow. Tomitake-san was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There was no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama.
でも俺に協力できることなんか何もないですよ。あの晩のことは何も知らないし。
いえいえ、何か気になるものを見たり聞いたりしたら教えてくださればいいんです。
If I see or hear, he was talking in the future tense.
物でも人でも噂でも、 何でも結構です。不確かなもので構いませんから。これ、私の電話番号です。不在でしたら出たものに伝言してくだされば結構です。
Alright. He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it. But I hesitated for a second. If I took it, then whether I wanted to or not, I'd be near knee-deep in this matter.
富武さんの無念を晴らすためにどうかご協力をお願いしたいのです。
That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. I snatched up a piece of paper as a satisfied grin spread across his face. Alrighty then.
今日ここでした話はすべて内緒です。絶対に他言無用でお願いします。
Alright.
わかりました。
お友達にも内緒です。特に園崎さんや古出さんには絶対に知られないようにしてください。
We're talking specifics right over here. Sonozaki and Furude. How come you don't want them especially to know? It has something to do with previous murders, doesn't it?
園崎ってミオンのことか？なんでだよ。事件に関係あるっていうのかよ。
With my friends' names brought up so abruptly, and being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry.
捜査上の都合ということなんです。
煙に巻くなよ。ミオンは俺の大切な仲間だぞ。
I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to especially be offended.
言ってもいいですが、気を悪くしないでくださいね。
言えよ。
He hesitated a little, turning his gaze to the outside of the car. He began to speak after thinking for a bit. Also, I guess this also confirms that Rika's other name is Furude. She is from that shrine. And only that, she shares that same name. Furude Rika. Okay. That girl follows me even here, I guess.
Hinamizawa で起こった一連の事件は村ぐるみで引き起こされている可能性があるのです。
I guess that is their inspiration for the name. I guess that is like the origins of her name.
そんなことあるわけないじゃないか。
Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that?
証拠はありません。しかも過去の事件はここに解決し、いずれの犯人も村とは直接関係ありませんでしたしね。
Village conspiracy.
じゃあどう考えたらそんな考えに至るんだよ。
And you're talking about Mion and Furude specifically. What about Hojo?
毎年綿流しの日に村の旧敵が死ぬ。それだけで十分に疑えると思いませんか？
Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that the day of the Uratagashi was sacred. So basically, because the incident happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa?
はじめはダム工事の監督、そして次にダムを誘致した村人、村の旧敵は次々に開始しました。家庭はともかく結果はそうなのです。
Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. He couldn't just be shrugged off.
じゃあ次に死んだ神主やその次に死んだ主婦はどうです？別に村の敵だったわけじゃない。
神主はダム騒動当時リーダーシップを期待されながらも積極的な働きがなかったため、一部の村人から失望、反感を買っていました。
反感があったにしたって別に村に害を与えたわけじゃないだろう。 その次の主婦なんかどうだよ。誘致した男の弟夫婦だったってだけの理由だろう。もっと殺される理由が薄いじゃないか。そして富武さんに至ってはどうだよ。ダム工事とは関係すらないじゃないか。ただよそ者だってだけの理由だぞ。
I am thinking that they were too deep in the water in similar fashion to Keiichi over here. That they tried to figure out the actual incident, like what actually happened to the brother of the housewife, or whatever Tomitake tried to figure out here. They were trying to figure out stuff, and then they were found out, and then died. And Keiichi is on a similar path here. In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project. But as the years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims had become much lower.
それがね、怖いんですよ。徐々に希薄になっていくのが。
何がだよ。
つまり村の敵でなくよそ者だというだけの理由で犠牲になりつつあるんですよ。
じゃあ来年の被害者は村のよそ者から選ばれるっていうのか。
Maybe not even that. It could be somebody that cursed Oyashiro. It could be someone that cursed the god's name just once in his lifetime. That would be enough to kill them.
あるいは引っ越してきたばかりの人かもしれません。
それってどういう。
I swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the ones who would be considered the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. Then, the next victims, my family. Was it saying it was going to be me?
でもそれとミオンとどう関係があるんだよ。
詳しくは申し上げられませんが、園崎さん一家はダム騒動時の抵抗運動の旗頭だったのです。それも過激なね。例えば園崎ミオンさんについても同様です。抵抗運動時、いくつかの軽犯罪と公務執行妨害で補導歴があります。
I knew Mion had fought. This was the first I heard of her family leading the protests, though. Then, what did it all mean?
ミオンの一家が一連の事件に関係しているとでも言うのかよ。
そうまでは言いません。もしもそうだったら、一番確率が高い。それだけのことなんです。
Not a very clear explanation. He felt like he'd magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know.
誰が一体どれだけ関わっているのか全くわかりません。だからこそ村人に口外してほしくないのです。
Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough.
じゃあこう考えましょう。たたりを盲信する村人の皆さんに心配させたくないから内緒。そういうことでどうです？
What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? But the reasoning behind wanting me to not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. He had nothing to do with the curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. And none of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly.
みんなが俺に心配させないために内緒にしてくれたように、今度は俺がみんなに心配させないために内緒にする番ってことなのか。
I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents a year already. And the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. Heck, like during all that cheerfulness that we had last night, with the games and the festival, like in general, it could be that they were worrying like all the time, and they were trying their damnedest to hide it and distract themselves from it by playing games. Behind those smiles came worry, maybe even more. Ooh. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as insipid as it was. But it couldn't be helped.
わかりました。俺だけの秘密にします。それでいいですよね。名前。
沖宮署の大石です。なんならクラちゃんでもいいですよ。
Alrighty then. Oishi.
あ、いや、大石さんでいいです。
The way he said it was unpleasant. He retained hints of politeness. He was the spitting image of a vulgar police officer. No, I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I watch.
時間を取らせすぎました。
Yeah, you know, during these times, at least in the American television, it's all about the buff policemen. There was this one actor that I know from Friends. I think his name was Richard? I get a feeling that that particular actor was in a cop show, wasn't he? That, or at the very least, he looked like one.
お友達を待たせていますよね。
Man, does anybody remember like Knight Rider? I only played a video game of it of the series when I was a kid. It is about this police cop and a car that can talk. It can do all these fancy stuff like shooting lasers and riding on one wheel and jumping like during explosions. It was really awesome. Like the game at the very least. That sure was like a like a crazy cop show.
Alright, that's gotta be it. Plot me a course. Let's hit super pursuit mode again.
By all means. If I do say so, I'm quite pleased with my new look.
Well, I'm pleased that you're pleased, kid. Believe me.
The door opened with a click, and in streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was an almost cruel heat, as opposed to the chemical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind.
お友達を疑えと言ったわけではありませんからね。誤解しないでくださいよ。
I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that self-serving.
前原さんが何も見つけず、聞きもしなかったとしても、それで十分なのです。それは村が関わっていないという証拠になるのですから。
見たり聞いたりしたら連絡しますけど、俺は探偵じゃないですからね。変な期待しないでくださいよ。
しませんしません。探偵になんかならなくていいですよ。今までのように自然に生活してください。その中で見聞きしたことを教えてくだされば結構なんです。
Yeah, it's fine. I am a self-proclaimed detective myself. Some would even call me the worst detective of them all. But nonetheless, I will help Keiichi in this. I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow.
またお会いしましょう。さようなら、前原君。
Alright, well, see you later, Mr. Oishi. I returned to the school building without looking back. I don't know how much time had passed. Alright, here's the thing. With me coming from such a crazy journey as Umineko, it kind of makes me question how deep the rabbit hole goes. When you start like a new case or such, from a different author or even the same author, but under different environments and possibly different styles of writing, it kind of makes me question, for example, how much I can believe all this. For right now, as the start of this, I will believe what I see with my own eyes for right now. If things go a little bit more kookier with unreliable things that happen, then we're going to be shifting gears to something else. But as of now, for example, I didn't see Tomitake's body to begin with. So I kind of need to see that body myself to believe this Detective Oishi in the first place, if I can truly trust that guy or not. Because you could also think of this possibility. Maybe Tomitake-san is alive. Maybe Tomitake and this Oishi guy are working together. And now they are using Keiichi as bait. They are going to be using Keiichi as bait to make him think that somebody died. But in the end, their goal is to make Keiichi subtly try to peel off the mystery behind these deaths in a way. And Oishi and Tomitake are gonna follow Keiichi around and see if they can discover something with Keiichi's help. A pretty asshole move, if I say so myself, pinning all this on a kid like Keiichi. But, I can never leave that possibility out. I don't know Oishi. I don't know Tomitake like 100%. But, if that is a possibility, then if that were the case, then alright, Keiichi is gonna be the lab rat, and we're gonna see what we're gonna find, and figure out what is going on around here to the best of our abilities. The Higurashis. The cicadas. I may sound crazy like recently, but maybe it's because of all these cicadas and higurashis that I keep hearing lately. And I'm not saying that because I feel like some danger is happening. I feel like there is something with the cicadas specifically. Thematically speaking, that is. What I mean to say is, in Imineko, the seagulls crying was a sign of everything becoming peaceful again. When the seagulls cried, none shall be left alive. The seagulls would only cry after the incident happened, and the storms would no longer be there. And it was also a prayer for the humans that survived. Please God, let me hear the cry of the seagulls, like after the storm happens. Because if they hear the seagulls, that means that the worst went by them. They didn't die. But no. Those who died were not able to hear the cries of the seagulls that meant survival. Here, it could be the opposite. Because it was during some really, really off moments that I hear cicadas. Like whenever we investigated the newspapers, for example, like at the junk place, I heard cicadas. Or any other moment where there's something spooky looming around or something odd going on, like you hear the cicadas. It may be significant in some way, thematically speaking. It's as if whenever you hear the cicadas, there is something strange going on in the air. That's that's the feeling that I get for right now. For example, like while we were talking with Oishi in the car, Oishi asked Keiichi, "Do you believe in the curse of Oyashiro-sama?" And then the music got cut, and Keiichi said, "No." I don't believe him. And then we start to hear the cicadas once again. Maybe as a sign of us angering Oyashiro-sama once again. We can hear his anger through the cicadas. But bottom line is, I don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes in Higurashi. How crazy it can become. Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it was. But I think that there was the possibility of a village conspiracy. Worse still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Possible. Not Mion, Rena, Satoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomitake-san? Also, while Satoko and Rena are part of our friend group, Tomitake didn't mention them specifically. It would seem that Sonozaki and Furude specifically are a higher priority than the other ones. Who could be the perpetrators? Could it be they were hiding here, somewhere in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. Hey there, girls. That was quite a long bathroom time, wasn't it? I was starting to hear Rena's voice.
凶器はロープで犯行現場はラウンジ。あははは外れ。
Rena clutched her head while flailing about. So you're just self-destructing over here. Wow.
ケイチさん遅かったですわね。プンプンでございますのことよ。
ごめん。ちょっと先生に職員室呼ばれてさ。
素行が悪くて怒られましたですか？
Yeah, basically.
かわいそうです。
こっちも白熱してたしね。もういい時間だから次で最後のゲームにしよう。
俺の今の持ち点って確か0点だろ。ビリ確定じゃないのかよ。
大丈夫だよケイチくん。レナマイナス1点。
How did he manage to do that? The heck? Her score is lower than mine and I wasn't even playing.
罰ゲームはレナが1人でかケイちゃんと2人でかを決める最終戦。
冗談じゃねえぞ。罰ゲームはレナ1人でやってくれ。
ケイチくんと2人で勝とうって約束したのにずっと待ってたんだよ。
そりゃ俺が悪いな。
Yeah, it's a little bit too late for that, sweetie. I followed my initial plan of showing Rena my cards. But I didn't see who was the criminal and just waited for her to call. Alright, well, might as well. Ooh. Rena in serious mode? Never seen that one before.
犯人は私。凶器は毒物で犯行現場はどうかな。
おおレナ回答早いじゃん。また当てずっぽうじゃないの？
レナの正解ですよ。じゃあこれでケイチさんも罰ゲーム決定ですわね。やったー。ケイチくん一緒に頑張ろうね。
一緒に頑張ろうな。
It's my fault, so I have no choice.
ではゲームセット。トップは私園崎美音。ビリは前原圭一と竜宮レナ。
Yay! We're sharing the loss together. Everyone applauded and the game ended. The problem now was the penalty.
じゃあ使いっ走りの系のを買ってくるものはトップの私が決めようかね。
何を買いに行かされるんだろう。
Taro.
薬局は禁じ手にしような。図星太郎
は？薬屋なんかに用ないよ。おじさんが買ってほしいものはね、このメモに書いてあるから。
Alright, well, what is it? Hopefully it's not too expensive.
いっぱい書いてあるよ。
A lot? Damn it. What is she making us buy?
豆腐2丁、シャンプーとリンス、みりんに油揚げ。
Shampoo?
なんだこりゃ。
Apple vinegar and fried tofu? Apple vinegar? Okay. I'm sure that we have quite a bit of vinegar at Keiichi's home, but buying some apple vinegar?
罰ゲームってよりお買い物に見えるでございますわね。今日のミーは勝つ気満々でしたです。
快速第7条、罰ゲームの内容に逆らわない。はい、お金。シャンプーはうち果物物語だからね、よろしく。
これお前が頼まれたお使いだろ。
Okay. I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. You know, maybe it's just hearing these songs like over and over. There are more than 4 perpetrators. Search notice. Maybe it's me hearing these songs like all the damn time, but they no longer feel like royalty-free music. They got sucked into the Higurashi like so much. I cannot think of them as royalty-free anymore. I can only think of them as Higurashi songs. What are these, like file reports?
自分で喉をかき破った出血性ショック死。
Ah. From the police's side, eh? It kind of made me think, like, in comparison to Yumineko, like, Higurashi is very much open, it seems, even right now. And the police are surely putting their work here as well. Hypovolemic shock induced by clawing out their own throat.
爪の間に皮膚片が残っておった。間違いなく本人のものじゃわい。傷の形も一致する。
直接死因が自殺ってのは分かってますよ。
分かっとるわい。人為的にこういう症状が起こせんかと言っとるんだろ。
背中が痒くてかきすぎて血が出ちゃうのとはちょっとわけが違いますからね。
Some of Tomitake's fingernails had been pulled out. Fingernails actually rip off surprisingly easy. It really hurts. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there are a lot of bruises on Tomitake's body. It's clear from the shape of them that he was assaulted first by someone, or a group of people.
分泌物から見て、仏は極度の興奮状態にあったのは間違いないの。
では乱闘になって興奮のあまり自分の喉を引っかき出したってことですか。襲った連中さぞや度肝を抜かれたでしょうな。
It is possible that, in such an abnormal environment, a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine. Of course, those are very rare cases.
実はな、大石。仏が武器にしたらしい角材な。砂粒とか、ガードレールの塗装片とか、そんなのしか出んかったぞい。
Okay. For example, this is what I was talking about before. This is from a third perspective. This isn't from Keiichi's perspective over here. In that case, looking at this objectively speaking, then it is true that Tomitake died. So, from now on, we're gonna go with the idea that Tomitake truly died and what Oisho said to us was true. So, yeah. For now, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna trust Oishi a little bit more, I guess.
星の服の繊維とか皮膚片とかは
でんかった。仏は犯人を殴っとらん。あるいは殴った角材を星が持ち去ったのかもしれんの。
And I guess in that sense, same can be said about that other tip that we got about Oishi talking to the Okinomiya PS, like over the radio.
ならわざわざ角材なんて置いていきませんよ。全部持ってっちゃいます。
それもそうじゃの。
富武氏は結構体格もいいし肌も焼けてるし。
そうだな。よく運動しとるようだの。
I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive. But I think his physical strength would be on the higher side. Yeah, I mean, look at those biceps. Meaning, he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl. If a man with such a physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around frantically, it's just unthinkable that he wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. Yeah. Like, if somebody were to attack him, then more than likely they would need to affect him in some way, like with poison or something, but apparently these guys, they are not finding poison in his body. He died of hysteria, and his opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wooden plank, so you'd think he'd hit them at least once.
こんだけ体格のいい相手を取り囲んで襲おうとしたら何人くらいいりますかね。
アホ、それは大石の方が得意だろうが。アクタレ時代を思い出さんかい。
If I was to take down this guy, how many would I need? When a group wants to take down big prey, it's fundamental attack with numbers. I guess about 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage.
だとすると、結構犯人は大人数だの。祭りで泥酔した4人以上のグループが怪しいとなるかの。
A group of 4 or more. Just if they had that many, couldn't they have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Or they are showing it to let everybody know that they've angered Oyashiro-sama like once again. Then there would be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries.
こっちもそこは重視しとる。徹底的に調べるつもりだが、あまり期待できんな。何しろ、過去にこんな例はないんだからな。
期待はしませんよ。ですが結果を楽しみにしてます。
おいさん、課長が呼んでるっす。
すみません。ではまた来年お会いしましょう。
おお、いいお年をの。
Alright then. Search notice. What is this going to be about? Jiro Tomitake, deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Shishibone City. Registered in the name Jiro Tomitake. Pen name. Pen name. Travels via folding bike. No license. The bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of a forest path. Present on the day of the festival, accompanied by the missing Mio Takano. Mio Takano? Is that the name of the woman? Was seen around 9 p.m. by police. Location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Hinamizawa for 1 week each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies. Nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. Okay. So, once again, objectively speaking, that means that he wasn't part of the police as well. He truly was a freelance photographer who does photos for magazines and such. It was among the articles of the deceased. Mere act of violence? From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba, along the Sobu National Railway line. No individual matching the name Jiro Tomitake in the residency records of any of the Tokyo wards. Comparative to dental records. Sent to Metropolis. Attach photo. Sent to Metropolis. Contact magazines regarding Jiro Tomitake. Mio Takano. Missing. Nurse at Irie Clinic. Became close to Tomitake through her passion for wild bird photography. Resides in Okinomiya X, District X. Single. Witnessed accompanying Tomitake on the festival grounds. Currently missing. Abducted? Or maybe a suspect? An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy? Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work, etc. Need to get information from the police on scene again. I want some cream puffs. 4 jumbo ones, please. Oishi. Okay. I guess so. So the woman is missing right now. There is definitely something to the women specifically. Like, one woman was missing, possibly died in 1980. Like, the woman from 1981. And now this. Sleepy. Ugh, surely. I need to wake once I stop to eat. But doesn't look like I can do it today.
ゆうべ遅くまでテレビ見てたら眠くて
ケイちゃんが喜びそうな番組なんかやってたっけ？
不潔千番でございますわ。
ちょっと待て、勝手に想像して決めつけるんじゃね
え。男の子なら当然です。恥ずかしくないですよ。
Keiji sure likes to scream a lot, doesn't he? I think I'm not patting my head only made me feel worse. Yeah, there is one thing that you cannot pat away, Rika, and that is pervertiness and the horny.
ちょっとこの昼休みは爆睡させてくれ。いや、本当マジで。
私が黙って見過ごすとお思いで。
邪魔したら怒る。すごい怒る。
I swear to God, Satoko, if you are gonna do a prank on Keiichi while he sleeps, this was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slammed my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. Poor Eiji. It seemed that Satoko had responded, but I pretended not to hear.
さとこちゃんやめなよ。
Satoko?
ケイチくん寝ちゃった。寝顔かいい。
後でお持ち帰りしていいから、そっとしときな。
向こうへ移動しましょうです。ケイチにうるさいと悪いですよ。
Thank you, Rika. You're such a sweet girl. Rika-chan really is a good girl.
先生が来ても起こさないであげましょうです。
Oh, Rika, how dare you? The excuse that I didn't sleep much last night because I was watching TV was a lie. Crime, murder, dismemberment. Tomitake. I was in bed at the usual time, but because of the conversation with Oishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Just spending the day like this. It's almost as if the incident with Tomitake-san didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Oishi-san just trying to deceive me? But it was probably the truth. One thing was certain. I can't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I really don't know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be of any help, probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me again, regretting learning something I didn't need to know. If I had never learned about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now. I couldn't help but resent Oishi-san for this.
それっていつから？
もう次の日にはいなかったって。綿流しの晩に失踪したらしいよ。
Oh. Mion whispered to keep others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. Oh. They are talking about Tomitake here. On the other hand, Rena's voice was even harder to pick up, but I could still tell that she was quite upset. Couldn't be. Are they talking about Tomitake-san? Alright, well, let's pretend to sleep here a little bit.
さん、けなの？
わかんない。私の知る限りではね。
I'm gonna have to feign ignorance about this topic because I needed to keep it a secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie to join the conversation, it was much easier to just sit here and pretend I was asleep, to listen in on the discussion. Wait, why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt. It stung.
で、他にもいるんでしょ？
彼女がたたりにあったのか、鬼隠しにあったのかはわかんないけどね。
鬼隠し? Oni kakushi? To be hidden away by a demon? What a mysterious phrase. It made me think back on that moment during the night of the festival. Like we've seen Onikakushi written in black and the red, Kaku being read in the red. But given my lack of Japanese, I only looked it up in Japanese a little bit and only saw that it meant to be written. Oni Kaku Shi? A demon of the demon rider? I don't know.
いや、何せよ、もう一人いるんだよね。
Another?
だよね。
お社様ならね。
でも今年は出ないよ。
バッチャと村長さんが話してたんだけどさ、今年は事前に警察と話がつけてあるらしいんだよ。何が起こっても騒ぎにしないで穏便に片付けるって。
じゃあレナたちが知らないだけでどこかで誰かがかもしれないってこと？
かもね。
次はレナかな？
安心しなよ。レナはちゃんと帰ってきたよ。
でもダメだったんでしょ？
昔の話だよ。もうやめよう、この話。
Not allowed. Amidst the uncomfortable moment, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First off, the term Monikakushi, to be demoned away. By the context it was used in, I guess it's similar to being spirited away. I suspected that was what it meant because Tomitake-san and that woman, it really bugged me that I didn't know her name, vanished after the Watanagashi. And the next thing that stuck out was when Rena said, "There's another one, right?" Mion also said, Mion also said, if it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah, responding to something. If it's the curse, then there had to be 2 victims. Is that what she meant? Come to think of it, I remember Mion saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was from the curse, or if it was a case of onikakushi. Since that curse and being demoned away are different things, and they were phenomena that were paired together. I recall Tomitake-san's terrible end. That wasn't something as elegant as disappearing. The horrendous end would best be described as cursed. Then, the woman with him, it means she vanished because she was demoned away? Could be possible. What we know is that there is normally an even number of victims of the curse proper. And the last point that bothered me was Rena. Rena was frightened. For what reason? I didn't know. However, she knew that something had made her a potential target for Oyashiro-sama's curse. If I recall correctly, Oyashiro-sama should be the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens and drive out invaders? If I recall correctly, yesterday Oishi-san said that originally the targets were enemies of the village. Recently, there was no longer any distinction between them or regular outsiders. But if that was the case, then I would think that I'd be more likely target, having moved here more recently than Rena. From her composure, I can infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. Yeah, let's not forget that Rena herself is a bit of an outsider too, since she came here last year. I should probably relay what I heard just now to Oishi-san. Informing the police of what I heard by eavesdropping on my friend while pretending to be asleep. Oh, the sins. I raised a few questions that left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek the answers to those questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I will definitely regret ever having learned of these events. Yeah. In the distance, I could hear the ring of the handbell, signaling the start of afternoon classes. Can't sleep at all. I hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. Relatable. Just trying to, like, sit on the desk and with your head on your arms, with your eyes closed, take a little bit of a nap, or at the very least rest your eyes, until the teacher comes, and then you just wake up, wide eyes opened, like an alarm. Alright, we're awake. It was a thumbtack stuck on the back of my chair with tape. God damn it, Satoko. Circumstantial evidence was enough. Guilty without trail. Capital punishment. I furiously jumped off my seat, and I tripped as if my feet were tangled up. My shoelaces had been tied together. I'm gonna crawl all the way up to you like a zombie. The teacher came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko. You're gonna get it next time, Satoko. Biff, biff. Not carrying one bit, I made her eat a flick to the forehead. Yes, ma'am. Worth it. So Satoko stick her tongue out at me. A little brat.
Hey, 謝りますよ。さとこさんごめんなさい。
In any case, I apologized, even if it wasn't a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her. I'll remember this.
ケイちゃん、ケイちゃん、その恨みは部活でね。着席、着席。
I sat down after Mion talked. She switched to class representative mode. Alright. With the boring classes finished, school is finally over for the day. Now then, what should we do for our club today? Personally, I would like to play that deduction game one more time. I was hardly able to play it last time because of Ishii-san. And then I weren't even able to test out our strategy.
そうだね。今日こそケイチ君と二人で大勝利だよね。
Okay.
でもどうでしょうね。同じゲームを続けて2日やった試しはありませんし。ミーにお願いしてみたらどうでしょうです。
Mion looked over her shoulder as we made eye contact. She slowly tapped her palm with her fist, as her face suddenly lit up.
いっけね。今日おじさんの手伝いの日だ。悪いみんな、今日なし。
Oh.
おじさんの手伝い？柄にもなく高校なやつだな。
悪い悪い。ほんとすっかり忘れてた。じゃあごめんねみんな。今日はおじさんこれで帰るわ。
Okay. Mion left us with that and rushed off to the exit after snatching up her bag. Well, bye, Mion.
みーちゃんね、たまに街にあるおじさんのお店の手伝いに行くんだよ。
I thought she wasn't the type to get caught up in such bothersome stuff. And only now we learn of this? Well, again, I myself am new around here, but after like 1 month, now Keiichi finds out about this, that she sometimes helps her uncle?
バイト代が出ると言ってましたですわ。結構なお小遣いになるらしいですの。
I see. She was able to pay for that mountain of games with what she saved up from there.
しかしそれはアルバイトというんじゃないのか？校則で禁止されてないか？
家事手伝いは除くと書いてありますです。
Is that what she's calling it? So, what now? Pass on the club today?
じゃあ、今日はこれで解散かな？
別に部長不在でもいいだろう。やろうぜ、部活。
I opened the club locker and began searching for the deduction game from that ever-growing pile of games.
お、あったあった。昨日の推理ゲーム。ようやくコツが分かってきたところで中断しちゃったからな。
Alrighty then. At the very least, I wanted to repay Satoko for what she did during the afternoon break. Yeah, she's gonna get some punishment.
私は構いませんけど。
You little brat aren't gonna get corrected.
レナさんとリカはどういたします？ケイチ君がどうしてもって言うならちょっとだけいいかな。僕はみんなが揃っての方がいいなと思いますです。
She says it like that.
部活がないなら僕はお買い物に行きたかったのです。お醤油とかを買いに行きますですよ。あ、そうでしたわね。すっかり忘れてましたわ。ならレナも久しぶりに宝探しに行こうかな。
Alright, fine. What's this now? Everyone was no longer in the mood for club activities. If I kept on trying to push the matter, it may make them realize I had to trick up my sleeve. Ah well. I'll give up this time.
せえ、このゲーム楽しみにしていたのにな。
I shuffled through the cards as if I was still caught up on it.
またの機会に叩きのめして差し上げましたよ。
Yeah, bring it on.
犯人はサトコ、凶器はピストル。やはり貴様の仕業だったか。
Satoko looked for the cards on the desk and stuck out 3 of them at me.
犯人は圭一。凶器はロープで、犯行現場はラウンジですわ。
ロープなんかいらねえ。このまま締め殺してやら。
Come here.
いやー、圭一さんの毛玉
Ah, I guess it's good that I got that out of my system.
圭一さん、覚えてらっしゃい。いっぱいいっぱいいたぶられましたですね。
Oh, say baby.
かわいそうかわいそうです。かいかい。
Everyone got ready to go back home. I also helped gather up the scatter cards. I suddenly paused. They were just the suspect cards, but I noticed something strange. Rena, Satoko, Rika, Keiichi, Mion. Satoshi? Who's Satoshi? Satoshi? Not all the cards were made by us. Or at least, every card besides this one has the name of a club member. Does this mean that this Satoshi fellow is a member? Or does someone in the class named Satoshi? Couldn't find anyone named Satoshi on the class roster stuck up on the wall.
圭一くん、早く片付けよう。
Being rushed by Rena, I finished up quickly. Satoru and Rika-chan had already headed merrily for their lockers, so we were the only ones left in the classroom. Right now, Rena had already gotten her bag and was ready to leave.
レナ、やっぱりこのクラスからも転校で出て行っちゃった生徒って結構いるんだろ？
I tried asking Rena in a bit of a roundabout way. Rena made a troubled face and then answered.
うん。ひなみざわって田舎でしょ？転校していっちゃう人も時々いるよ。
じゃあ、このサトシってやつも転校してったのか？
ごめん。よく知らないの。
There was a bit of a pause, but the answer was pretty much immediate.
その、意地悪で言ってるんじゃないの。ちょうど去年、レナが転校してきてから入れ替わりだったかな。だからあんまりお話ししたことないの。ごめんね。
I'm not sure. Sorry. Her answer was a log lie when she refused to tell me about the murder at the dam. I was saddened by her denial, and I felt a little bit of anger. I'm their friend, aren't I? Friends don't keep secrets from their friends, do they? Though I do appreciate that they kept that sincerely cursed thing from me. But if anyone is worried about it, I better really be worried with them. That's what it means to be friends, right? For a moment, I wondered just what kind of face I was making just then, with these mixed feelings of sadness and annoyance.
圭一くん、怖い顔してる。なんでだろう。なんでだろう。
It was probably exactly the kind of face Rana said it was. It appeared my grim expression had frightened her.
あ、ごめん。今日の部活楽しみにしてたからさ。残念だっただけだよ。
I rustled Rena's hair.
帰ろうぜ。
Dragging that awkward mood with us, we headed home. Alrighty then. Satoshi. Makes me think of Satoko a little bit over here. They have that similar first two Japanese characters, Satoshi, Satoko. Surely it would have something to do with the murders. Maybe even Satoshi died in some mysterious way. I wonder why. Why have I been getting this dumb feeling lately? I didn't know anything. I had nothing to worry about. I was just enjoying my everyday life. And this is definitely not a murder slash disappearance that has ever been told to us about. Like, all the people that have died or disappeared, they have been adults. But this implies that there is at least one kid that died. Maybe this is like, from a writing perspective, this also has this feeling of trapping Keiichi even more into this. In similar fashion to how they said that, okay, the first murders were those that were dam supporters. Next would be the outsiders of Hinamizawa that would get killed, which may have not had anything to do with the dam construction, but they are outsiders. Next, it will be those that have just come to Hinamizawa, like Keiichi. In similar fashion to this, first there were those that had nothing to do with Keiichi. Then you have Tomitake that has something to do with Keiichi, and then we have like a kid, more than likely around Keiichi's age. It just gets closer and closer to Keiichi. Like, if a kid gets killed by this mysterious curse, then Keiichi surely is on the table as well.
ケイイチくん、疲れてるのかなかな。
I will not immediately question the reason behind my mood. I'm sure my expression made this situation even more so.
そうか？
うん。今朝からケイイチくん、なんだか元気ないよ。風邪かな。
Physically, I was pretty sure I was in a perfect health. It may not seem like it, but I've had perfect attendance since elementary school. Rena, continuing on since I didn't give her an answer.
きっとケイイチくん、引っ越しの疲れが今になってきたんだよ。前に住んでたところとは全然違うところだもん。いろいろ慣れたり覚えたり、疲れて当然だよ。
そうなのかな。
うん。絶対にそうだよ。
Yeah, it's more than likely that.
レナも最初そうだったから。わかるんだよ。だよ。
I wonder if Rena also experienced a slight bit of alienation last year that I was feeling right now. Especially when it comes to the Watanagashi murders. If there is somebody with who Keiichi would be able to connect even more on that kind of feeling that he has right now, it would be Rena who would probably experience this feeling as well. Maybe not as intensely as Keiichi, since he was also involved in murder investigation by Oishi, but she definitely questioned some. She surely must have questioned some stuff in the past as well. Thinking so, I felt that she was the only one who could understand how I felt.
レナがひなみ沢に転校してきた時の話が聞きたいな。どんなだった？
Feeling I had been drawn into the conversation, her face suddenly brightened. And, okay, this is a nice little topic that is disguised as a way for us to learn more about how she felt during that time when it comes to the murders, if we are lucky.
ケイイチくんと同じだよ。人の名前も村の中も全然わかんなかった。みーちゃんとかが親切にしてくれたから全然寂しくなかったけど、やっぱり心細かったよ。
Yeah, right. But I assume that now you know, like all the villagers. Like, you know that you saw Keiichi with Tomitake during the night of Watanagashi, and there was also a woman over there. But we don't really remember her name. What do you say her name is? Do you know that woman that we've seen? The blonde woman, that is. Rana told me all the details of when she had moved here. All of her first acquaintances and surprises. Worries and good times.
じゃあ、レナもサトコにやられたのかよ。
うん。椅子に座ろうとしたら画鋲が置いてあったの。
Yeah.
どっさり。そしたらそれを懐かしいな。
ミオンの部活にはいつ頃誘われたんだ？ 早速初日にか？
最初は部活なんてなかったんだよ。途中からできたの。
Let me guess. It was your idea to make a club.
放課後にみんなで残ってゲーム大会をやろうって言い出して。
そういえばミオン初代部長とか言ってたっけな。納得。
内緒だけどね、みーちゃん最初は弱かったんだよ。全然勝てなかった。
ミオンが？ちょっと想像つかないぞ。
Well, you know how it is. Out of desperation, you resort to cheating.
自分で言い出した罰ゲーム、ほとんど自分でやってたんだよ。本当に内緒だからね。
Okay, we won't. But I do want to tease Neon with that, sneakily, in some way. I cannot believe Neon was like that. So she gradually transformed into a monster who used any means necessary to win during that time. Yep. Neon is at her best when she's fighting dirty.
みーちゃん以外ともちょっとずつお友達になれて、でも、ケイチくんが引っ越してきてからかな。ようやくここに馴染めたって自覚したのは。
Oh, that's cute. I guess Rena had also been left in the dark about Oyashiro-sama when she had just moved here. Yeah, okay, so that's a nice detail over there. I guess when they finally told me about Oyashiro-sama, I didn't consider one of them.
俺はいつになったら仲間だと認めてもらえるんだろうな。
なんて言ったの？
いや、ごめん。独り言。
ケイチくん変なの。
When I was poking fun and laughing at me, I couldn't help but laugh as well. But I suddenly stopped. And then, after making up my mind, I spoke.
なあ、レナ。みんなは俺に嘘や隠し事なんかしてないよな。
Alright, well, might as well cut straight to the point, I guess.
してないよ、全然。
嘘だろ。
Rena suddenly stopped. Her expression was cold and intense.
どういう意味だろう、ケイチくん。
Her tone was still the same cheery and light-hearted one as well as before.
してるよな。俺に隠し事を。
After understanding what I meant, her expression grew even more intense. Seeing that face, I regretted saying something so harsh. But she came back at me in a way I didn't expect. Yes, I know that it was generally something that we shouldn't ask, and you don't want us to know, but we surely do want to know.
じゃあさ、ケイチくん。ケイチくんこそ、レナたちに嘘や隠し事をしてないかな。
え？
Her tone didn't change. But it was the first time I'd seen this expression from Rena. Are you feeling tired too lately, Rena? It does seem like it, judging by your eyes. Now her gaze pierced through me. I couldn't believe this was the same Rena.
してないかな、嘘や隠し事。してないかな。
You are. Secrets. She didn't actually say that part, but she looked as if she did. In the instant with Tomitake-san, and I felt alienated from the group. Even without having to think about it, there were things I knew that I felt guilty about. But I didn't tell everyone about what happened with Tomitake-san, to be considerate. I was keeping it a secret just the same way they didn't tell me about Oyashiro-sama. Then, aren't we even? I guess so. We truly are. In that case, how about we lay it all on the table? I tell you about what I've learned and you tell us about what you know.
知ってないよ。嘘も隠し事も。
嘘だよ。
Her answer was instant. It shook me. Rena stared as if burrowing through me, watching me like a hawk.
どうして嘘だって。
圭一くん、昨日の部活の時、先生に呼ばれて職員室に行ってたって言ったよね。レナは知ってるよ。圭一くんは職員室になんか行かなかった。
I swallowed hard. Clearly wasn't a bluff. She knew what happened.
先生はお客さんが来たって言ったんだよね。でも昇降口ではお話ししてなかった。校門のところの車の中で話をしてたよね。知らないおじさんと。
Rena knew everything. She knew that I was called up by Uishi-san, and that I heard about the incident with Tomitake-san as well. Did she know all of it?
誰？あのおじさん。
知らない人だよ。
知らない人がなんで圭一くんに用があるの？
俺が知りたいよ。
じゃあ何の話をしていたの？
みんなとは関係のない話だよ。
It was a lie.
嘘だ
！Rena's scream echoed through the trees, sending frightened birds into the air. I exhaled the deep breath I had just taken. No, it was like I wasn't allowed to exhale. It was here I first realized the person in front of me, she wasn't Rena Ryugu. And who was it that was standing before me now? Who had assumed Rena Ryugu's appearance? I had held my breath for so long, I could feel myself suffocating. I surely need a little bit of a chill pill here, Rena. How about some Skittles?
ね。
And then she made a facial expression that Rena normally might have made. It didn't matter that it was Rena's usual smile. It chilled me to the bone. She drew closer to me. I felt her breath against my face. It wasn't the least bit exciting. You know, Keiichi, you probably are feeling really, really scared right over here, but if I were you, I would poke the bear a little bit more. I want to see where this is going. Wherever this was, Rena's face was going to chew my nose right off. I covered as I imagined that. Then she smirked as if she was able to see right through me.
圭一くんに内緒や隠し事があるように、レナたちにだってあるんだよ。
It was Rena's usual smile, but her eyes were still like that of a hawk's. Bringing her face close enough to mine to almost bump into my nose, she kindly persuaded me. I could nod or shake my head. This person standing in front of me, this person who looked like Rena, frightened me to my core. I was terrified knowing that she could hear the sound of me swallowing nervously. After what felt like an eternity, after a long empty silence, she finally spoke.
行こう。だいぶ涼しくなってきたよ。
Yeah, sure thing. It was Rena again. Smiling at me once more, she started walking as if nothing at all had happened. When I was released from her gaze, my legs gave out from under me and I slumped onto the ground. Poof. Quite a frightening girl there, don't you think so, Keiichi? I wasn't able to lift a finger until Rena was out of sight.
あれは誰だったんだよ。
Who knows? Who knows, Keiichi? I felt cold. My body was drenched in sweat. I was finally able to form a coherent thought and ask myself once again. Who was that person who looked like Reinhard Hyugu?